the small urchin that opened up the back door leads you guys through the tunnel into the main cistern of the High Spring Thieves Guild. The guild itself is a large, almost circular space with pathways leading off in various directions and doors leading to offices and sleeping quarters, amongst other things. In the center of the cistern is a large circular stone slab with a spiral staircase leading out to the front entrance. As you guys enter, a 3.5 foot tall blonde halfling comes stepping out of the door directly across from where you guys came in. Behind him, on either side, are 2 dwarves. One dwarf is dressed very richly in deep purples inside, and is older, quite a bit older. And the other dwarf is much younger, has much lighter colored hair. It's almost blonde, but it's a little bit almost more yellow than blonde. He is dressed, again, in very rich-looking colors, lots of golds and bronzes and that sort of. And the young halfling that approaches is wearing his very ostentatious red waistcoat with a vest over top of it. The halfling comes in, looks directly across the cistern, and eyes up Puddles, and says, "Pudsey, I thought we talked about sending you to pick up one contact behind the inn. I don't know if you've noticed, but that's 5 people. One person, go get 5 people brought. So what up?"
Well, it's a little complicated. I found the one contact. However, there was a bit of what did you say, a kerfuffle, and I may have needed to bring some people along with us. So, sorry?
Well, what's done is done. That is some kerfuffle. I've already heard some news about this. From what I understand, about 4 buildings now on the Tin District are currently in flames. There is a lineup of people bringing water to try and douse it, and they've called in mages to see if they can put the fires out. Anything to do with you guys at all?
No. I mean, not me personally.
I may be somewhat responsible.
And who are you?
Captain Betrayers Nevermore, sir.
Wait,
Okay.
That's not her name.
Okay,
That's
sure. Captain.
It was a lie.
No, that's my formal name. I'm known as Deadeye Pete amongst most people.
Oh, I get it.
Great. Nice to meet you. I'm Lightfinger. I'm known as Lightfinger to most people. And the rest of you guys?
My name is Ailerin, and I needed help from Puddles, and that's part of the reason she decided to help me. And off topic slightly, but you are fantastically dressed.
Well, thank you. I mean, compliments go miles with me, but in this particular instance, I'm not entirely sure.
It was worth a shot.
Who's the big one and the small one?
Dular, just show me the exit and I'll be out of here.
Sounds good. Staircase goes up.
So am I, my good friend Dular. Torkel, at your service. We are here helping this fair maid. Actually, I cast Bless on Ailerin, Gular, and Puddles.
Okay, you cast bless on them. They are blessed. Okay, well, what happened?
I believe that the Vermilion Guard were targeting a number of people in this room. Ailerin, for example, is one of their targets.
Interesting. The Vermilion Order?
Yeah, I have no idea why those big dicks were after me.
I was surprised that they weren't after me, but they were after me after I came to their aid.
Okay.
There was also a seer. So, I don't know if that's important. And she seemed like, or they seemed like they were looking for someone. I don't know who, but they were looking for someone.
They seem to be after Torquil and I as well.
Curious. Maybe we should talk in my office. And he scoots you guys into his very lavishly done up office. He's definitely one who likes to show off his wealth a bit, and from the look of his office, he is incredibly wealthy.
Any books of note?
Oh, there's a bookshelf, yes. Of note, you'd have to spend some time looking through to find out.
Any hunting trophies, does he? Any hunting trophies? No.
There's lots of art pieces, there's a few chests and stuff that you can see probably contain valuables based on the locks and how complicated they are.
I will pay attention to what he's saying and kind of just wander around the back, taking a look at some of the, glancing along the bookshelves as I go.
Ailerin's eyes are huge and she's very excited and she's like, this is nice! Like, there's not even any cockroaches or anything.
No, we do have somebody who comes in to do the cleaning. Well, I guess you guys tell me the story. What happened? The Vermilion Order and a Seeker, say, was in the plaza?
A seeker?
Guys?
Is that what that roped person was? That in the middle of it all?
I would assume so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We know just as much as you do. I was asleep this morning, and now I'm here.
I feel we got caught up in this, but again, we were helping out this fair maiden who was looking for help at the time.
Well, that's very, very honorable of you guys. Probably would not have done that myself, but it's good to hear you guys are that honorable. He sort of walks around and sits down behind his desk, and the two dwarves set themselves down in other chairs, looking up at you. The older dwarf is sort of half looking at you guys, half sort of glancing at the younger dwarf. The younger dwarf is just sitting there with a very elaborate pipe, just blowing little wisps of smoke while he watches.
Good old pipe weed.
Do I know anything about Lightfinger from my days in the city?
Nope.
No? Not even heard of him? He's a mysterious figure. No?
Probably nobody in the city knows who he is. That's kind of how thieves guilds.
Oh no, but there might be some name of somebody that's well known, like a face.
Nope, not in this instance.
Okay.
I will, however, ask Owen to make a. You can either make an insight or a religion check.
And so while you're doing that, Puddles is just gonna make herself comfortable in a nice comfy chair, and she's gonna kind of check out the dwarves a little bit for a while.
10.
Very lavish.
I will tell you what a 10 means later. For now, I'll just keep in mind you rolled a 10. Okay. Well, Lightfinger looks you over and goes, so tell me about this seeker. What did they look like?
Red robes. The robes, like the cloak covered their eyes, and they just kind of like pointed at us. And they said, over here, and then guards came and swarmed us.
There was shackles. Somebody was
There were
carrying,
some shackles,
yeah,
that's true,
There were
yeah.
some shackles, yeah.
He was using some sort of magic, circle magic.
Yes, I cast a spell on one, and I think him or another was able to dispel my magic.
That stands to reason. When you say a hood, what are we talking? What do we mean? Is it a hood? Was it a mask? Was it?
I mean, there might have been a mask underneath the hood, but it looked like a hood to me.
Okay. Describe her.
Oh, we have bad memories.
I didn't get a very good look. I was more focused on the guards swarming us.
Why do you care? Why do you want to know this?
Because it could be very useful in finding out why they were coming looking for you guys.
Right, he was just wearing a cowled hood and a red cape.
I didn't catch any distinguishing features either. It just looked like
Female?
a figure. I wasn't close up either, so.
Well, it would have been female. All the secrets are female. So,
It matters not why he was after us. All that matters is that we escaped, and now it's time to lay low for a while.
Or escape the city.
Back to the wilds.
Yeah, I'd like to get the fuck out, to be honest with you. I don't want to be here anymore.
Unless there's some way of making arrangements so that they think we're not here anymore.
I need money before I can go anywhere.
How poor are you, my dear?
Poor enough, but like I need an income before I can go traipsing off into the wilds. I need provision. Do you have a job?
he sort of looks at the older dwarf. Record? Dwarf. Aye, could be. Turns to the younger dwarf. You think you can, I said, why, yes, of course, old friend. I'd be more than happy to make some inquiries. Though they may be correct, it may be a good idea to get them out of town for a period of time whilst we do our investigations. The older dwarf sort of looks over at Lightfinger and goes, perhaps they can help us out with what we were asking you guys for. You mean send them down to look for rain? Aye, well, if they gotta get out of town, that will take a week or so. Seems like a perfect amount of time. We can, hopefully in that amount of time, we can find some information about Rickard and what they were up to. And just before he does that, the old dwarf gives you guys a look across, and he sort of closes his eyes. And when he opens them back up, they're all whited out, and you can see like a little halo around his head. And he just passes his gaze over all of you guys, and he goes back to normal. He turns to the younger dwarf and whispers something in his ear and says, "Yes, of course, I will look into that, of course."
What just happened?
Oh, they were just doing some investigation of their own right now. See,
Perhaps you would be kind enough to make some introductions to your associate?
I think they would rather stay as informal informants.
Code names, perhaps, then.
I don't think that you would be in any position to ask for that right now.
Fair enough.
You don't walk into a thieves guild / spy guild and start asking who everybody is and expect an answer. So, well, all right, guys. The two dwarves sort of stand up. We'll make our inquiries. You got it. I'll put them to work on this. Two dwarves leave the office, and Lightfinger turns back to me and goes, well, I suppose this could be advantageous for all of us then. My friends there, my colleagues, had come here to ask me to send some of my people to the southern coast of Aramon, a few days ride south of us. I'll mark it on your guys' map so you know where you're headed. A colleague of theirs, who goes by the name of Rain, was supposed to meet them there, or meet one of them there, and failed to show up. They're uncertain what has happened to them, and they were going to have us send somebody down to go look for them, and if you guys need to get out of town, this could be an alright little job for you. We can pay 75 gold pieces a piece.
Okay.
Fair enough.
If you guys are interested.
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, pulls out the map of the city, or of the continent, and he points to, if you guys have a copy of the map of the continent, I will point to where you guys are headed.
I don't have it up in front of me, but I can find my map.
Alright.
Would one of your urchins be able to deliver some money and a message?
That depends on what the message is and how much money it is.
Say 30 gold and a message to my daughter. I believe she's in some... I wasn't able to find out which noble house has her staying with her at the moment. But I just would like to give her a letter and 30 of my gold because I was not able to investigate it while all this has been going on.
Well, I can certainly send one of my guys to take a look and see if they can figure out what it is. When they come back, I'll give them the money to take with them. But first, we'll send them off to figure out where she would be located. Just, I'll send in one of my guys. Jim. Bring Jim in here. Jim. Okay. In comes a young gnome, yay tall, like a foot and a half tall. Quite a tiny young gnome urchin. He comes in and goes up to Life and goes, what can I do for you, boss? This gentleman here needs assistance.
Is Jim, you say?
Jim.
Oh, Jim. Yeah, Jim. My wife died before I was able to see her in the plague. I believe my daughter is staying with one of her relatives. I'm not sure which one. She was of a noble house and very low. So I'm not sure if my daughter is in safe circumstances or in comfortable circumstances. I would much appreciate it if you could find out where she is and give her this. It's about 30 gold. And I had already written a message out. If you could deliver that for me, that'd be much appreciated.
We'll do everything we can to track him down. And he takes your little pouch with 30 gold, I'll keep it safe until they get this sorted out. And he opens up a chest next to him, which appears to be about 3 feet wide, about a foot and a half deep, and about a foot and a half tall. Opens it up, and it's essentially entirely full of gemstones. And he just throws the bag of coins in there, locks the chest again. It's like, go see what you can do. And the young urchin runs out. You can see him joined by 2 or 3 others, and they run up the spiral staircase.
I've got the map open. So if 1 is High Spring, this location you're talking about is further down on this same...
Stay on the coast.
Yep.
Then you'll see there's a block of mountains that separate the savannah and the coast.
Yep.
You'll be on the coastal side, and there is a lake towards the bottom of that.
Okay.
Which has got a name, and I've not got it.
Lake Akron?
Not Lake Akron. Lake Akron is the very, very large lake that's sort of in the center of the city. There's a small
near the
lake
2.
just to directly south of the
Mountain
high
range?
school relics.
Yeah.
Like surrounded by all the trees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a teeny tiny little lake.
Yeah, it's pretty small. Okay.
Like an upside down park.
Kinda, yeah. A little
Yes, the upside down part of the lake.
That's not where my mind went.
Hey, Torkel, can I speak to you in private for a moment?
Oh, for sure.
Can I come?
No.
Okay.
I guess not.
Okay, so we scoot off to the side.
Those 2 seem very close.
Yeah, that's okay.
Listen,
This is prickly.
we should abandon these people the first chance we get.
Well, I think it'd be good to see where this fun will go. They seem to need a little bit of help, and I think we'll probably find out more for what we're looking for as well.
What do you mean by that? Do you think these people know about the Fang, the thing that I'm searching for?
Well, we don't know yet, but we can always find out. I think the other thing, too, is that we do need to get out of the city, so I think it is in our best interest to be able to at least stick with them for now.
That I agree with. Fine. We'll do as you say for now. We'll follow them. And then
You're gonna rejoin? Or?
yeah, we're gonna rejoin. We're gonna rejoin the rest of the party. Dular kind of like scowls at everybody, like he's very suspicious of everyone. He doesn't really trust them.
Ailerin gets a big grin when they come back and winks at Dular.
Dular just kind of stows his axe away, puts his shield away, and then he just sits on a couch with his arms crossed.
It's not cool to go around and pat everybody on the back. Yeah, that's all good.
Well, you're a gnome, so it's more like patting them all on the ass. But,
I like edge away when he like goes to like pat me on the back. No thanks.
I just stare with my dead eye.
Ailerin doesn't care if somebody high fives her cheeks. Okay.
While that's happening, while they were kind of talking, I would like to roll a perception check to sort of see what kind of books are up on the little Lightfinger's shelves. That's a natural 20.
Okay. There are books of various toppings up there. Mostly they are what appear to be like ledgers. Like somebody has been diligently recording every single thing that income and outgoing of the guild.
Cool.
There are a few like fiction type books, and reference books, but mainly this is just records of expenses in and out.
I'd like to swipe one of them.
Okay, make a sleight of hand.
Listen, I'm not going to waste that natural 20. Come on.
That's not good.
That's not good at all.
11.
11. You attempt to swipe a book, but in doing so, you knock several more off the shelf and off the sword.
Clumsy me. Sorry, Mr. Finger.
Could we just go somewhere without starting it on something on fire, killing somebody, or getting caught thieving? Like,
Who's thieving? Are you thieving? What have you stolen? Have you stolen something already? We've only been in here like a minute.
I have stolen nothing.
I'm an innocent little angel baby who never does anything wrong.
You know who calls themselves innocent little baby angel babies? Not innocent little angel babies. Ever.
I don't have any thoughts. 0.
Okay.
Puddles is going to stand up, and she's going to be like, I brought you all here to keep you safe. You deserve, or you should be giving respect to Lightfinger in his office. This is his space. I do not appreciate your behavior.
I've been nothing but respectful and patient and well-mannered this entire time, Mum.
Okay, can you
Mumsy.
stop calling me Mum? We're here. We're safe. Can you just be you, please?
Okay, you guys might have figured it out by now. She's not actually my mom.
What?
No, I'm surprised.
I know, because no thoughts in your head, right?
Yeah.
Alright, well, Lightfinger turns to you guys and goes, look, it's almost nightfall, so why don't you guys use the spare beds, crash here tonight. I'll have the guys put together, or have the urchins put together some provisions for you guys, and we'll get you out of town in the morning.
I really like cheese. Just FYI, if you could pass that along.
It's subtle.
I will mention that to them, and we'll see what they can come up with.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
Much appreciated.
And with that, Lightfinger lets you guys out, and he has one of the little urchins show you to the one of the other room, or one of the other tunnels off of the Thieves Guild there. And in there you find several cots, and there are some chests. Each cot has like a foot chest next to it. If you guys wish to securely leave stuff, you can leave stuff here.
Are there locks on the chest?
Yes.
Okay.
They're all lockable, and the locks are incredibly complicated because it's Thieves Guild, so you're expecting people who can break into things.
Yeah. Right.
I think Puddles would like to stay behind and talk to Lightfinger. She's got some questions.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to follow Torko wherever he goes.
Aileron's gonna spread out on the cot and just get a little nap in.
I mean, they're cots, but they're comfortable. There are furs and stuff to sleep on, and there's decent blankets to cover you up when the doors are closed and a little fire is going. It's quite warm and nice in there.
Okay, so she's gonna stash her backpack in the little lockbox and then just sushi roll and have a nap.
I love sushi rolling into my blankets, man. It's so comfy.
Yeah.
Okay. As the others leave Lightfinger's office, Lightfinger wanders over to a short table covered in bottles and carafes, and he pours 2 glasses of wine, brings one over to you, hands it down as you plunk yourself down in a comfy couch in front of his desk, and he turns to you and says, "All right, Puds, so what's the story? Why? Why? Why are there 5 people here?"
Well, I found him by the barrels, as you said, or in the alley behind the inn, and then there were some guards, so I had to improvise, and then him decided to shoot an arrow at one, so things may have escalated rather quickly, and went downhill very, very fast. So I had to, there may have been some casualties, and a lot of kerfuffle in the square there that might have drawn in a lot of unwanted attention. So I did the best that I could, and then the tall little man with the shiny armor and his tall hairy friend happened to follow us because they were there at the same time. And the other two, they just kind of popped in. The little elf lady and her one-eyed man. And we needed to get out of there as quickly as possible, and it looked like I had an entourage. So I really didn't have much of a choice, and this seemed to be the safest place for all of us, since apparently we're all being chased after by the Vermilion Order. So they're very scary, and I didn't want to stay any longer than I had to. So it is what it is, unfortunately.
Well, what can I say? Thanks for bringing 5 random strangers into one of the most secure and secretive locations in High Spring. Yeah, that's definitely appreciated. That being said, I did send you to find him. I don't know, maybe that was not the right move, but that's the way it rolled. So, how many casualties do you know of? I've only been hearing sort of mixed reviews, somewhere north of 2.
Well, one I just meant to knock him on the head a little bit, and I may have punctured his spinal cord somehow. So there's one for sure. And I know that there was another one that ran away bleeding. Not sure what happened to him. And then there was fire at some point. There was a lot of smoke. So I don't quite know for sure. I think 2 would be a good estimate, though.
That's, well, what can I say? That's, it's caused quite the kerfuffle in the city.
Yes.
My kids are trying to gather as much intelligence as possible, but they are being kept away from the area due to the fires and the violence.
Yes.
I am curious, what could have drawn the Vermilion Order's interest in you guys? Kael'dan sent me to pick up him, but yes, Kael'dan and I are very old friends.
So they were the ones that wanted you to find him. Therefore, you sent me to find him.
Correct. They haven't really told me why, but when Kael'dan and Ori come and ask a favor, especially when they actually come into the Thieves Guild and ask a favor, it's not often that you see a paladin and a cleric come in here. I think in all the time I've known them, we've had them in here once or twice prior to this. Ori certainly is, Ori's not overly fond of coming to the Thieves Guild, but he's an old friend as well. Quite possibly, in fact, the oldest person I know. That's neither here nor there, though. So they asked me to track down this him, and they didn't tell me why. All they did was ask me to find him, and it looks like I sent you into the Viper's Nest.
It would seem.
I don't
know what I was stepping into.
I don't think any of you guys would have. The Vermilion Order does not operate that out in the open. If Rickard was there, Rickard is a seeker. Seekers are looking for specific beings. And the best way they can do to locate them, I guess, is to look for evidence of that. Now, I don't know what that means for the rest of these guys, but
very strange.
Exactly. It's a little bit out there. But nevertheless, I think it's still best that you guys get out of the city.
Right. I mean, I don't know the group very well. I've only found out minor things about some of them. So they're as strange to me as they are to you.
Well, I'll put it this way. If the Seekers were looking for you guys, it's not a good sign. The Vermilion Order can be ruthless and brutal. That being said, they're also bound to the Empress. If they were coming out there, how can I put this? They're like the secret police. They're out there looking for something specific. The Vermilion Order itself is they're just thief catchers, really. But when they're the muscle. So the two large Vermilion Order people that were with Rickard, they would have just been there as enforcers.
Interesting. I wonder what they're looking for.
That I could not help you with. I can, however, help you with this. And he reaches into his drawer. He sort of slides out this drawer in his beautiful oak desk. And he pulls out a scroll. And he says, "This came to me from your brother. I don't know what it says. I have not read it. It is addressed to you. But it somehow made it to me. And he knew, obviously, of our friendship from childhood. So he hands it over to you and says, feel free to read it when you get a chance. Find out what it says. You're going to be out of town for a week, so you never know. Might be a good time to do it. But I am worried hearing about the injuries you caused to city guards and
It was an accident. I just went to knock him out. I don't know my own strength sometimes.
I don't think they're really going to accept that as an explanation. However, to be safe, I managed to track down something for you. I don't know how helpful it'll be if you run into the Vermilion Order, but sort of pulls out a small package wrapped in paper and tied off in a knot. And he passes it over to you and he says, you might find these of use.
What are they?
They are monk wraps. They're like the ones that you're wearing, only these ones have been imbued with magical energy. It's a little something that Ori knows how to do. So I had him take the existing ones that had a slight magical charge to them, and he spent a bit of time sort of improving them. So I can only hope that they will help you. If you go toe-to-toe with the Vermilion Order, I doubt they're going to help you too much, but they could be of use to you.
Let's hope that doesn't happen anytime soon, but I appreciate the extra help. This Ori seems to be a fellow of many talents.
Ori has lived long enough to pick up a lot of skills. Little more than that I can say. All I will say is that everybody has secrets. If he chooses to share his with you, then great. But it's not my place to out anybody.
So you're saying we can talk to him and perhaps find out more information?
Ori is off investigating. Ori's got a lot of contacts in the Vermilion Order. So he'll look into that.
Okay.
Kael'din will continue his investigation. Probably not directly with the Order in the same way that Ori can. But he's well respected as well. There are very, very few paladins in the Empire that have as much respect and power as Kael'din does.
Oh. You've got some friends in high places.
Hey, I'm not just a thief, you know.
You've got to make a living somehow.
Well, I also, and I haven't told you this before, but I'm also the head spy master for the Empress and one or two other parties, shall we say.
How'd you come across that role?
I'm good at keeping secrets, and I'm great at getting in and out of places without being seen.
Fair enough.
It's a
Something
useful.
apparently I need to work on.
I mean, the other advantage is when I'm in there doing my spying and I see something shiny, it pays off both ways. Let's put it that way.
I tend to get distracted by shiny things.
Don't we all?
Yes.
All I can say is that Kael'din, Ori, and I, we are very close. One could say we're colleagues. But more than that, I can't say. Maybe someday. But for the time being, I gotta keep it under wraps as per their instruction. I wish, I know we go back years and I wish I could say more, but for the time being, you'll just have to live in ignorance.
I understand.
Well, I figured as much.
Tell me what's necessary.
We've been friends long enough that I'm not going to keep any important information from you, anything that's going to directly impact on you. So, all I can say is stay safe. Do what you can. If you need any help, you always know how to reach me.
Sure.
And I will do whatever I can to assist you and your friends, or acquaintances.
We'll see.
Or random strangers that you've picked up.
I'm not sure about them yet.
I don't blame you, but I do appreciate you bringing them into my thieves guild when you aren't sure of them and don't know who they are or what they do. That was well thought out. Thanks,
They fought
Puds.
well, if that is worth anything. They fought well, and they were pretty quick. So perhaps they'll be useful to you in the future, as they are now in your debt.
Well, we shall see. We shall see. In the meantime, Puds, why don't you go get some rest? The journey down to Rain it's not going to be a brief one. You're looking at probably a week each way, maybe less. I would highly encourage you to, if you're going by shore, don't go by boat. There's an old danger, shall we say, in the water off the coast there, called Terra, and I would highly recommend you do not go by ship through Terra's water.
I prefer to stay on land, as I don't fancy boats at all, so that shouldn't be an issue. Hopefully.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. So he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a key and he hands it to you and goes, "Your friends can sleep on the cots out there. You can unlock the door almost directly across from me here next to the entrance. We got a small room there that you can use. You know, keep yourself a little bit more private in case you need to, lift your leg and give it a lick." So, just a little joke. Just a joke. I know you haven't done that since high school.
Yes, well, we do what we must sometimes, but I appreciate the solitude.
Well, enjoy it, and I can only hope that my little gifts can assist. I know you guys are getting paid for this little assistance to Kael'din, but I thought I'd best do what I can to help you out. And he reaches into his desk again and he pulls out a small pouch, gives it a shake, and you can hear the sound of jingling. He tosses it across to you. You take a quick glance inside and you see 10 platinum pieces. It's like,
Nightfinger, this is more than enough.
"Oh, I'm more than happy to help." And you see him sort of gesture around to the room, and everywhere you look, there are chests full of gold and jewels and platinum. And he's like, I do what I can within the means that I have.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Perhaps this will come in use.
No worries, Puds. All right. Speak to me before you take off so I can wish you luck and all the love in the world. For now, go get some rest.
All right. Good night.
So, whilst Pudsey and Lightfinger sequester themselves in the office to have their chit-chat, the rest of you guys find yourselves seated in the, well, apart from Aaron, who's already curled up and gone to sleep, the rest of you guys find yourselves sitting around in the sleeping area, the common area, where you guys are getting a quick rest. If you guys have anything to do this evening, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to approach the Tabaxi child. I just, hey kid.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't mean to pry, but your relationship with your mother, you should cherish it more. Because you may not enjoy her company now, but there'll be a time where she'll be gone from your life, and you're gonna regret all the things that you said to her that you wish you could have just taken back. So just a piece of advice from somebody who's in that situation right now. All right.
I'll consider that. Thanks.
Get some sleep, kid.
Sure thing, mister. Oh my god.
Thank you, large gray-skinned guy. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys have your little heart-to-heart.
Yeah.
After about 20 minutes or so, Puddles rejoins you guys. And did you wish to say anything before you guys long rest, or did you guys want to just do a long rest?
I'm going to curl up on my cot with everything that I own.
Yeah.
Like this. I'm fetal position and wrapped myself around my belongings. They're mine. Nobody's touching them. Nobody's getting away with them without me waking up.
I would like to sleep by the door. The other thing I want to do is, when everyone's in the room and the door is closed, I want to set up my bear trap at the foot of the door and lay some carpet over top of it.
And just hope that none of your colleagues here have to take a shit.
Taylor's a nervous.
You would absolutely be able to see the bear trap. The giant fangs just like sitting, looking up the fucking rug.
Is there a table with chairs at all?
Sure.
Okay. I bring out this really nice, intricate dragon chess set, and I start sitting it there, and I've done my spell preparation, and I'm just kind of start moving on both sides of the pieces,
Is this your way of asking somebody to come play with me?
He's a sad old man pushing chess pieces around on a board.
I'm practicing strategy.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I do like the image though. It's fun. I'm already. I don't know if I would say I'm asleep, but I'm curled up. My eyes are closed, wrapped around my belongings, and I'm facing toward the door, I guess, from wherever my bed is.
Hailerin rolls over, flops out, completely unconcerned about anything. Nothing, does not care.
Totally not like your own, like you as a person either.
Never.
Absolutely not.
Never.
Initially, Dorkel's just going to walk around the room. If there's any tapestries, he's kind of checking behind them.
No, it's not like an overly decorated area. It's It's just a common room thing there. So there's not like anything of value in that was put up on the walls has probably been nicked by the fact that this is a thieves guild. So they tend to keep things pretty cash around here. So there's nothing much to look at. There are a few bookshelf type things with some odds and ends on them, nothing of any particular interest. There's a table with a candle and a few chairs around it. For the most part, it's just cots and chests that you guys can leave your stuff in.
Puddles is gonna go over to Deadeye and see him playing this game. And so, what's this thing you have here?
It's a chess set.
Chess set.
Have you ever played before?
No. Teach me.
He sets it up, and then he grabs two of the pieces, the black and the white, puts it behind his back. Or sorry, pick a side. Roll 1d6.
All 1d6. Okay. Hold on a second here.
Even it's white, odd it's black.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll choose the black one.
Okay.
And I got a 6.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So that's what you got. So you get a black set, black pieces. And that means I will go first. Do you know how the pieces move?
No, I don't.
Well, let's start with showing you how a pawn moves. A pawn can go once or twice on its opening move. And he moves.
Okay.
He moves one of the pawns on the left-hand side of the board. Each of these can do a different move, but you have to unlock a pawn with the exception, and he taps the knight on your other side of the board. That one can go in an L.
Knight. Interesting. So where did you learn to play this chess game?
When I was in the army.
You were in the army. Interesting. What did you do in the army?
I did a number of roles. The last role I was the one that carried the flag.
Carried the flag?
Grabs
like
his,
the white flag?
he grabs his staff that he has, and he opens up his backpack, and he attaches the flag to his staff.
Now, what flag is this?
This is the flag of the Nevermores.
Of the Nevermores. So that's your family?
It was my military unit.
Military unit. Interesting. So like a clan almost.
Yes. I lost my command.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Then he takes the flag down and puts it back in his backpack.
Okay, we're just going to put a quick pause on the recording. Go ahead.
How do you know Lightfinger?
Oh, he's a childhood friend.
Ah.
We've known each other for a long time.
I'm learning much about this city I didn't know before.
It's a vast city with lots of secrets.
True. True. Just like people.
So, what brought you to the city?
My wife died of the plague, and I had been long in exile.
Oh, goodness. That sounds terrible.
It was.
And so you came to the city?
To find my daughter now that she's been placed with relatives.
Oh, to find your daughter. I see. Okay. And I recall you saying you started a fire.
Yes.
Why did you do that?
I was fighting one of the guards, and my aim was off, and I lit up the barn.
No, the guard was after you.
There was 2 guards that were stalking our group and myself. I evaded one by disguising myself as a beggar in the copper district, in the tin district, but the other one, he was almost onto us, and I hoped to take him out of action.
How did you hope to do that?
It's a strategic thing. You take out those who are seeking to find you.
Are you guys speaking quietly amongst each other, or just like you don't care?
It's not a huge room.
If you're still
No.
awake, I'm open to.
Okay.
We're aware that other people can hear us.
You burned down the stables?
It was an accident, and I was being pursued.
What of the horses? Did they escape?
I cannot tell you. I was still locked in combat with him, and thankfully he didn't. It didn't get his attention, and I managed to dispose of him.
You must be more careful next time. I do not tolerate.
You will keep your own business and stay out of mine. And I'm going to roll intimidation. Go ahead. I get a 24.
I also puff up my chest with my own intimidation roll, although it is not as good as his. It is a valiant effort of 15.
Okay, you are definitely affected by Deadeye's intimidation. Possibly enough to keep yourself to yourself. But that is up to you to decide. But he was quite intimidating.
I'll back down, but I am no longer accepting of him. Well,
You
That escalates quickly.
It's hard to.
I'm a little touchy about fire, and he points to all his burn scars all along his left side.
and I am touchy about animals and their well-being.
What about your own well-being?
What do you mean by that?
Is your life less or more important than animals?
My life is equally as important.
So you're willing to sacrifice your life for an animal?
Yes,
Very noble, but foolish.
I would do it 100 times over. I would rather have those horses live than you.
Or yourself, even. Well, what if one of those guards had stumbled upon you in your weakened condition and been able to dispose of you? What then? Or if he had been able to alert more authorities and more of the million guards to our presence?
Then that would be the death that I deserve.
It's not the death that anyone deserves.
It's hard to sleep with you guys. It's not easy sleep.
Michael's just going to pretend to lay on his cot, half asleep, and listen to what's going on, but he will interject in the end as, well, that isn't the case, and here we are.
Yes. Second judgments are always difficult.
I couldn't quite hear you.
Second judgments are always difficult.
Dular goes into his corner and just tries to fall asleep.
This is going to be a difficult endeavor.
Well,
We
perhaps
we are disparate people, and groups, and I am a bit ashamed of my show of intimidation, but we're going to have to work together.
Be nice.
We are going to have to work together.
Can I roll?
We just have to find it.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Sorry, my bad. My B.
Stop, stop being so nice to each other.
I forget what I was going to say.
Oh.
That's okay.
Oh.
Can I roll for charisma to see how effective my be nice is on everybody?
Persuasion, maybe?
Persuasion, maybe?
Sure. Well,
Okay, you can decide. Wait. 7 plus, what was I rolling for?
Persuasion.
Persuasion plus 4, so 11. Not persuasive.
Aaron sort of rolls on this. Yeah, shut up and be friends and roll back.
All right.
So you have the briefing then. You have what we have to do.
Well, I know of the one we are looking for.
Do we know who it is, what they are?
I know who they are.
That's not very helpful.
Well, Lightfinger did mention Rain. This is the being we're looking for.
It's a being. Do we know if it's an elf, a dwarf, a gnome, a hobgoblin?
I don't know.
They just go by Rain.
It's by Rain.
Well,
He's a friend of the dwarves.
that might mean they're a dwarf, but I don't know if any dwarf by the name of Rain.
Well, they were meant to meet with the two, with Ori, the younger dwarves.
Do we have a location they were last seen?
Yes, there is a lake down around the coast.
So they drowned.
Well, I don't think so. But they were supposed to meet Ori there. Didn't show, and so now they're concerned. This is an important person. So we need to find them and see what happened to them.
Do they have another contact in the location that might have an idea of their, like someone that's still in that region that might know of them, like a woodcutter perhaps, or I have no idea.
I do not know, but we are to go and investigate to find out what we can.
I'm surprised they didn't send one of their acquaintances with them. They know this person so well. But
Not everybody is free to do as they please. So, but they are more than willing to pay us to find Rain.
750 gold it is, I believe.
Your math is bad. I say having
75 gold pieces.
my eyes still, yeah.
Inflation gets
75 for each of us. That's what he said. Can I please go to sleep? I just want to go to sleep. Please. It's been days.
I whispered, do you know his story? Is he your son?
I'm a girl. I've said this like
Daughter?
5 times.
The little one is special. Leave it at that.
That's not tough for you to say. But yeah, I am very special. So
I meant it in a nice way.
okay. All right. And I close my eyes again.
Well, we're up at dawn, everyone, so try to get as much rest as you can.
I'm going to ask you something. Since you seem to be our guide, what do you think we should encounter? What I should prepare for?
I'm really not sure. All we know is that this person did not show up, and we are to find out what happened to them.
Okay. I shall prepare some more aggressive magics for tomorrow.
Magic?
Yes. I am.
You know magic?
I do.
What kind of magic?
I used to know more, but I'm starting to relearn it.
Do you have any magic that can detect things?
I have a few that's more of combat-related spells. I have a familiar. I could perhaps call on it to scout ahead.
A familiar.
Yes.
Interesting. And what information do you get from your familiar?
I can see what they can see.
And where are they?
I haven't cast that spell in some time. They're away, protected.
Can they go anywhere?
They can.
That could come in handy.
Oh. All right. I shall prepare that one now, and then I shall rest. Would you like to meet him?
Perhaps in the morning.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to, at this moment, prepare for Find Familiar.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Find Familiar and bring my Familiar, and then I'm going to prepare my other spells for tomorrow.
Okay.
And then
How long does Find Familiar last?
It basically could be forever, but like it basically it can change forms if I use it. But like I think it's
Until dispelled.
sort of dispelled. Yeah, and I think I dispelled my familiar through my journey.
All right. You prepare your Find Familiar and you cast it, bringing your familiar into existence in this room.
Yes.
Plucking it from the Feywild, forming it into whatever shape it shall be. And what shape does your familiar take?
It's taking the form of a raven currently.
A raven. Okay. So, Pete casts his spell, and suddenly there's a raven in your guys' little, your shared room here.
Does it make any noise when it comes into the room? Like a poof or anything that might... yeah.
Startled them?
I watch this all silently from my corner. I can see that he's casting and the raven pops up.
So does the raven just like pop up between his hands, or does it just pop up in the air in front of him?
The best description I've heard for that spell is there's like a tear in existence.
Yeah, that sounds noisy.
Like this is the tear in reality. Some matter of some description falls through that, and then he changes it into whatever it's going to look like.
I feel like that'll make like a sound.
Sure.
I kind of like Matt's first sound. Yeah.
I like it too.
Yeah. Okay. That's enough to wake up Ailerin, and then she just like goes, bird! Wow! Cute!
Yeah. And so he kind of comes out of existence and then flies and perches himself right on top of my staff. Almost looks like he could be part of that staff.
Wow.
Okay.
Fancy.
Puddles is gonna see this and her tail's gonna start to wag.
Start making those like hunting cat noises. Like,
It's gonna start like flicking around like I'm excited, but I'm just like staring it down.
eyes like fully slitted. Like,
Or dilated.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just completely narrowed in.
No. Ears back.
Don't worry, Cosmo. She won't bother you.
That's what you think.
Chicken nugget.
Alright, anybody else have something they wish to do this evening?
Turkle will say his prayers to regain his spells from where he gets them from. And he also read his prayer book to regain some others.
I was almost expecting you to say which god you were praying to, and then you didn't. And now I'm curious. You have my attention, sir.
Well, that's something that we can maybe inform you of as the story goes on.
Excellent.
He's the only gnomish follower of Tiamat, so...
Does Piles recognize the Bible that he, or the prayer book that he brought out?
Make a religion roll.
Okay, hold on a second. 21.
Ooh.
You do recognize it, and as soon as he settles on his god, or his deity, he will be happy to tell you which one it is.
Got it.
It looks very homemade. That's what you can tell right now.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so
Turtle's
we've got
just praying
people
to somebody.
preparing spells, we've got people sleeping, we've got people threatening other members of the group.
Puddles is gonna go to her cot, but she's gonna keep her eyes on the raven the whole time.
You're aware that in the morning you're gonna wake up and you're just gonna find Kitty Cat lying there with like some black feathers sticking out.
It's like,
You're like, what do you mean?
cast the spell again.
Gotta go shop.
I can't say if you won't. I can't say if you won't. That's what's gonna happen.
Alright, so Puddles is curled up.
Tastes like the astral plane.
Okay. Well then, if nobody else has anything else to do this evening, you may all take your long rest. If you're using D&D Beyond, get long rest and should heal you and should give you all your spells and abilities back. If you have used them, if not, you get them now.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's really useful.
That's a nice tool.
Yeah.
It's handy. Yeah. Short rest can be a bit of a pain, but long rest.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Alright. You guys are awoken, you think, near dawn. Obviously, being underground, it's very difficult to tell. And you're awoken to the sound of a snapping, like a loud snap sound as somebody attempts to walk through the door and a leg hold trap springs up, chopping into the rug that it was underneath and cutting a nice big semicircle out of it. And you see a rather startled child, maybe 9 years old.
Jesus.
Standing a step back. You
guys are even now. Horses almost killed a kid.
Yes, kill a kid. Probably.
Wait, did he avoid the trap? Or is he in it?
If you can wait until I finish what I was saying,
Yep, sorry.
I'll tell you. He did avoid the trap, but only because a rather large, large isn't the right word, a human-sized human is holding him back. The human is sort of ruggedly handsome in mid-40s, maybe early 50s area. He has a couple of scars down one side of his face, but he seems rather jovial and nice. He goes, right, what was that?
Assurance.
Well, you almost assured that you chopped his legs off. But, okay, well, greetings, I'm Stead. I've been asked to show you guys down to the boat to the coast. And Jib is bringing you your equipment now. A few moments later, the young guy that you knew, Jib, comes wandering carrying satchels and drops them off in front of you guys. You guys may add to your inventory 10 rations, 2 water skins,
Equipment, inventory, equipment.
go to inventory.
Manage
Okay.
inventory.
Manage
Up at the top.
inventory. Oh, yes.
Medicine. There you go.
Thank you.
And sorry, 10 rations and
2 water skins.
Okay.
3 torches.
Is this combined or just like each? 2 torches?
3 torches.
Oh, 3 torches, okay. Okay.
10 rations, 2 water skins.
And 3 torches.
Hmm.
And you can each get a 50-foot length of rope.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, like more than just one day.
One at a time.
You have to click into it.
Oh.
Yeah, if you click into it, then it'll allow you to put in like however many you want. Yeah.
So we're providing the viewers a how to use
Yeah, this is how you use D&D Beyond.
I already know how to do
Yeah,
that.
we're already pros, but now you know.
Do you
I
add
will
it to your
be
equipment or
editing
backpack?
these guns for
Yeah,
us
okay.
as we're playing. So
What?
anywhere where there's like a little break like this, I will put up something. I'll just chop it out and put like one of them is like.
Benny Hill, yeah.
I think it's a lot of fun to talk to our viewers. Some of us, are not accustomed to D&D Beyond. A lot of us use paper. Tom does not use D&D Beyond at all.
No, he doesn't.
It was
I'm
3
going to add
torches,
later, okay?
right?
Even though he's been told to by the DM.
Well, yeah, because
Technology isn't for everybody.
Yeah, it was
it
3
makes
torches.
my life a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
3 torches.
3 torches, 2 water skins? Right, okay.
10
And
rations
10 rations.
and a 50-foot length of rope.
50-foot rope. Like hempen rope?
Yep.
I see. Move to that.
And is that it?
That should be all that you guys will need.
I know I'm nervous.
You know what, I'll throw in a tinderbox as well.
Thank you. I need that.
That would be useful. Yeah.
Probably.
So is that in addition to the stuff we already have?
Yes.
Okay.
This is stuff that has been given to you specifically for this mission.
Just making sure.
Additionally, anybody who has used any arrows, darts, or sling stones, you guys may replace those.
Hell yeah. So now I'm back to having 400 arrows on my person.
How do you have 400 arrows?
2 quivers of 100. Jeez. That's wait.
Quivers were 20.
2 quivers? That's a lot of arrows for a little person to have.
I'm pretty sure the standard quiver is 20.
20 arrows in a quiver.
Yeah, bundle size 20. I have a total of 200, so I have 10 quivers or 10 bundles of arrows, I guess.
Wow.
They're only 10 pounds each.
So you have 100 pounds of arrows?
That's most of the weight that I'm carrying. Just 100 pounds.
Wow.
That's the kind of thing you do when you get one of those quivers of aloha or whatever.
I had so much gold left over. I'm like, arrows, I guess.
Not any specialty arrows yet, though.
No, not yet.
Whispering arrow. Magic missile arrow.
Yeah, some of them trick arrows. Like,
I will say this. From my other campaign, there is a buck ton of like trick arrows and stuff that they've put into this, and some that I've created for them.
nice.
So, as well, keep in mind those guys are on like 11th level now,
Yeah.
so they're a little higher up. So they've got, for instance, Heward's head haversacks, or bags of holding, or quivers of aloha.
Nice.
My pack's really heavy.
They do tend to get heavy,
But mine's like really heavy.
but that's why I've given you guys the safe chests here. Anything you leave in those chests will be there when you come back.
I need
Fingers
my
crossed.
stuff.
So if you don't want to carry 150 pounds of arrows, you can probably leave maybe 130 pounds worth. Well, you need a couple of chests to fit that many arrows.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave some stuff in my chest.
Please, it says my rations are 40 pounds alone.
Yep. Rations are 2 pounds each. You have to consider how much food you would eat in one day of being out adventuring.
Yep.
So you're going to be burning a lot of
I'm a big
calories.
cat person. I'm assuming I'm going to need a lot of calories.
Yep.
Most likely.
Though we can also hunt on the road, so there's that.
It's
True.
stuff to hunt.
Well, it probably will be. We'll be going through forest or along nearby forest at least.
My character could admit at least 5 times.
Absolutely. Respectfully, too.
I will say this, the jungle is dramatically reduced on that side of the mountains.
Okay.
There is still jungle, but it's the further down by the, when you get down by the lake, that's when it starts to get denser.
So more critters.
More critters.
Possibly more critters, or at least different critters, I would say.
Okay.
So, as you guys reach, handed your packs and find a way to pack them away into your space, you're given a brief breakfast, mainly just some loaves of bread, some pats of butter, some milk, etc. The stuff that you would normally eat for a breakfast. So you guys each get a decent meal before they head you up. Stead then sort of guides you towards one of the other tunnels off of the path that you guys came in, and it leads down towards. There was a stream running through that. He leads you down towards that, and you reach a spot where it's sort of like there's a larger, almost river that heads out than the smaller stream that leads in. Where the stream meets the river, there's a small jetty with two fairly small little skiffs on it. Enough that should be able to take all of you guys. And Stead sort of says, alright, what you want to do is take these boats down until you reach oh crap, I remember the name of it now. Fuck. Second it's in my head, it's gone.
The small lake?
No, not the lake. You guys are only going down to the coast. So you'll take it down to a jetty that's 2 kilometers down towards the coast. Hop off there, and you should be able to head to that. There's a small road that leads down that side of the mountains. And it'll sort of briefly mark on your map roughly where you guys are getting off, and a rough diagram of the route down to the lake.